And welcome back to Let's Play Live Alive. Last time we cleared the near future chapter, and now it's time to look into the more far-flung future, the final chapter of the game. Before we do that though, real quick, I got a comment from Hannah Crucis pointing out something that I slightly overlooked in the Tsukuba research facility. It's not a huge deal, but before we got Matsu into our party by getting into the fight with those Crusaders. There is an alternative way you can recruit Matsu. There is a toilet on the first floor that if you take one of the escalators to, that if you sit upon... Found you, punk!
No time to take a breather.
Matsu, I knew I'd find you here.
It's gonna get harder from here on out. No guts, no glory.
So, if you recruit Matsu this way, you get him back into your party a little bit earlier, though it really doesn't matter, as there are not any difficult fights in this building up until he joins you. It's just a funny little thing you can do. Incidentally, the Crusaders that you do fight do react to Matsu's presence. They just say, "Lawless, let's get him!" And that's about that, so not really worth showing off. It's literally just 5 seconds of dialogue. Let's get back to the chapter select, and get into the thing that you actually clicked on the video to see. I'm presuming, anyway. Yes, I know, we've got more songs in the jukebox. We've got the Distant Future chapter, and it looks like we get to play as a cute little robot. From far from Earth, in the vast void of space, the transport freighter Kokito Ergo Sum slowly makes its way home. You know, I've played I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and I gotta say, that phrase, as a name for a ship, I feel like that's a bit of a... I don't know, bad omen for yourself. You're kind of setting yourself up or jinxing yourself. Board this tiny vessel, a new form of life is born. Alas, as a series of incidents put the safety and well-being of the ship's crew in jeopardy, this autonomous support unit, but recently built by the engineer Kato, must work together with its creators to ensure all is not lost. Interesting. I will say this is probably the most unique chapter in the game. Definitely in competition with the modern-day chapter for that accolade, as prestigious as it is, and we'll get into why soon enough. Let's play the Distant Future chapter.
Okay. That should do it. Huh? That's odd. Very odd indeed. I'm certain I did everything right.
For the first time in the chapter, we finally have control of our character, the newly created robot. We can speak to our creator here. Very odd indeed. I'm certain I did everything right. I'm guessing he's looking for a more overt sign of life. So, how about we just take a quick step?
Huh? It worked! It worked! Brilliant! Wonderful! Hello there, little one. Can you hear me? My name is Kato. K-A-T-O. Kato. It's a pleasure to meet you. Right, of course. You need a name. Let's see. Well, you're quite round. Roundy? That's terrible. Hardly fit for a dog. Yes, well, you may be round, but mankind's strength is our sense of humor. Cube! That's impressively worse. Naming was never my forte. Perhaps inspiration will strike as we walk. Come along, little one.
And now we have proper control. We can wander around the room. Holographic photo frame. A smiling elderly couple stand on either side of a young boy holding a toy spaceship. We can presume that's Kato in his youth. Here we got a bookshelf. Toy robot. A mint condition vintage Steel Titan. Hey! Looks like the Steel Titan left an impression on somebody. It was this personal computer. A schematic titled Support Unit version 3 is currently displayed on the screen. We, of course, got his bed over here. Somnopathic wellness bed. Impressive name. The memory foam not only conforms to the occupant's body, but also uses electrical pulses to stimulate their muscles while sleeping and help maintain physical fitness. Boy, I sure would like to have that. I'm going to be real. Exercise can be pretty brutal on the body. Kitchen unit. Variety of dishes and utensils are soaking in a solution in the sink. There we go. Nice to see that Dawn still has operations going into the far future. Here we've got a personal log. Date. Completed first prototype. Performed basic stress tests. Initial results are passable. Conducted additional testing of a second prototype. Motor functions need work, locked up during tests. Remote operation function was within acceptable parameters. Commenced construction of a third prototype. Finished reading latest Earth tech journals. New circuit boards are most impressive. In any event, I'll make do with what I have. Completed third prototype at last. We'll begin performing tests after I finish my rounds of the ship. The captain came to look at my work. He said we're 1 week out from Earth, which means that tomorrow we're to bring the others out of cryo. Hopefully I can get our new crew member up and running by then. So, looks like Kato has been working on our robotic buddy here for quite some time. I will say, for this chapter, I'm not going to have too many opportunities to get a lot of commentary in, as this is by far the most story-driven chapter in the game, to an even greater degree than the Kung Fu chapter, so there will be a lot of extended cutscenes, so be ready for that. It's like we're playing a Metal Gear Solid game.
Good. Good. Follow me. The first thing we need to do is register you as a crew member. Otherwise, you won't be free to move about the ship.
Alright, so let's just mess around with this computer and ignore Kato completely.
Careful now. You mustn't fiddle with things you don't understand. Right then. Ah, yes.
Greetings, Kato. I hope this morning finds you well.
Top of the morning to you too. I'd like to enter a new crew member into the system.
Understood. Scanning new crewmate. Scan complete. Classification? Autonomous support. Please state designation. And here we get the opportunity to input our name. Of course, we'll go with Kato's original suggestion. Well, not his original. Keep that roundy name in mind, though. It may come up again later. We'll go with Cube. I've always liked a good ironic name. I like call him Lil Eddie when he's so big. Creating profile.
And with that, you should be able to come and go as you like. Oh, and whatever you do, don't forget your name. Access to private quarters is subject to some perfunctory security restrictions. To enter, you may need to input your name. So, if you're ever having trouble, that's one thing you can try. To do so, access the panel to the left of a door. Do you understand? Or would you like me to repeat myself? Then the next order of business, little one, is a test of your analytical skills. I'm going to leave this room and head to another area on this floor. I want you to try and find me.
Oh, and if you're ever feeling lost, take a moment to review the ship's map. Press the B button to display a map of the Cogito Ergo Sum. If you are ever unsure where to go or how to get there, refer to this resource. Alright, with that, Kato charges us with a little game of hide and seek. We just have to locate where he is on the ship. Obviously a much easier task in the HD version, where the game just directs you where to go at all times. Let's take a good look at that map, though. As you can see, the Cogito Ergo Sum, its hallways are kind of laid out like a squished oval. We got two long connecting hallways, and then a curved connecting path leading to the elevators at each end of the ship, and of course numerous rooms shooting from the hallways as we go along by. Basically laid out like a big school track, more or less. So let's just go around. Of course this does mean you do need to take some roundabout ways to get to certain places at times. I'm sure that won't be a problem though.
Good. You made it. Now it's time for you to meet your fellow crew members. Through this door, you'll find the cryogenic stasis pods. We use them to put humans into cold sleep to preserve resources during long trips into space. Little one, I have a very important job for you. I want you to head inside and wake up your new friends. You can do it.
Alright, let's go for it. See if we can't make things happen here. So, of course, we've got cold sleep pods here, the entire ship's crew, save for Kato, in cold sleep, waiting to be awakened, and just so ready to go back to Earth. By the way, I want to let you know that any similarity to any movies you may have seen, I assure you, purely coincidental. The cryogenic stasis unit hums softly. Information concerning the registered occupant is displayed on a nearby screen. Kirk Wells, helmsman. Kirk, eh? A single button flashes on the console. Let's pop this open and get our old buddy Kirk out. And if you so desire, you can speak to the awakened crew member. Well, would you look at that? Looks like he's aware of Kato's experimentations with artificial intelligence and robots, and recognizes that we've hit pay dirt with that. Rachel Klein, signaler. Single button flashes on the console. Let's get Rachel popped up and out. What do you got to say, Rachel? Huh? What is this? And over here we've got, let's see, Huey Trumbull, chief mate, head of cargo. Single button flashing? Well, let's press it. Looks like Huey's a little tuckered out still. Just 5 more minutes, Huey? Come on, don't be a lazy bones. I realize you're waking up from having your bones frozen, but still. Reserve unit. A single button flashes on the console. So, we don't know who this guy is. Like, well, he had that in his hand ready to put on when he got popped out.
Thank you, little one. I appreciate the help. Good morning, my friends.
Finished your pet project?
Indeed. They have even taken a name for themselves.
Hello, my name is Rachel. Looking forward to working with you.
Nice to meet you, buddy. Name's Kirk.
Rise and shine, Huey. We've been on ice long enough.
Show us what you've got. Mind giving Sleeping Beauty here a swift kick to get him up and moving?
Well, I suppose I could do that. I want to think I have a little bit better bedside manner than that. What do you guys all have to say, though? Go on, you can do it. Or you can smack him upside the head with gusto. Whatever you fancy. Aw, Kirk, don't be mean. Maybe just a gentle poke. I think Rachel has the right idea. Attract more flies with honey than vinegar, you know?
Kirk, you dingus. I'll thank you again for not kicking a blissfully sleeping man's pillow. I'm sure we had this conversation before. What the? What is that thing?
Easy there, Huey. You're still coming out of cryo. As for the new addition, it's that bot Kato's been working on forever.
Huh? Oh. Bot. Kato's bot. Right. That project of his. He got it up and running. Hello there. I'm Huey.
Corporal Darth. Feeling well rested?
Hardly. If anyone actually feels better coming out of cryo, I've yet to meet them.
Guess what, Corporal? Kato finally finished the bot he was working on. Let's introduce you.
Never mind that. Let's dispense with the formalities. Tell me, though, do you intend to let your clank have the run of the ship? If so, then I expect you to see that it does not get underfoot, and to discipline it if it does. If there is nothing else, then I will go on ahead to the recreation room and prepare for the briefing.
That's a military man for you. All business.
Real piece of work, huh?
Right, of course. The customary briefing after waking the crew. You should join us in the recreation room too. Don't worry about the corporal. He'll warm to you in due time.
Ha! It's as if you actually see it as one of us. But I suppose that's just your way.
Oh. Do you think so?
Oh, right, so the crew has been awakened, and now it's time for a mandatory briefing. Doesn't everybody love having meetings as soon as they wake up? I know I do. Anyways, just quickly wrap around the top of the hallway here, and we will find our way in the break room. There you are, Cube. There are a couple things going on over here, but first order of business. Hey, Kirk, what are you doing? Kirk is really good at this game.
This retro game is my latest obsession. I love it.
Kirk, you have made more progress in a shorter period of time than any other player to date. Your skill and dedication are impressive.
Damn straight. You want to give it a go?
Yeah, absolutely. I could always go for a video game. You can interact with the arcade machine in the recreation room to play the Captain Square retro video game. Oh, cool. It's like a game within a game. Arcade machine. Let's play it. So, this is the Captain Square minigame. This is essentially a series of 9 puzzle battles where there isn't really a clear solution to the problem via brute force. That's not exactly obvious from the first couple battles, though. During battle as Captain Square, you can select Quick Game to stop playing and resume the story of the Kagita Ergo Sum. If you have the memory card in your possession, you can save your progress and resume from the last stage. However, if you do not, you will have to start over from the beginning. Something to keep in mind. But, Captain Square, he has a set of moves here, like his Tachyon Sword. This is a weak attack that heals every bit of damage he does back as his own HP. Pretty cool, pretty cool. These guys, not terribly threatening, and we have more than the capabilities to outlast them in terms of raw damage. Here is Spitting Star. As you can see, it can hit in the cardinal directions in 2 spaces away, but it is horribly, horribly weak. I'm gonna be honest with you, I would not recommend ever using that move. It is terrible. Over here, we've got Plasma Charge. This is just a recharge ability, cures some status, buffs you, and restores most of your HP. Let's use Supernova instead. This is a weak attack that hits a huge area and also creates fire tiles. Is, honestly not that useful for its AoE and its damage, but the fire tiles are pretty important in some later battles. Or rather, one later battle, you really need the fire tiles. Yeah, as you can see, the damage, pretty abysmal, but the fire tiles, of course, give us a little bit more to work with there. Next up, we've got Plasma Ball. This is a decently strong attack that hits in a long range in diagonals and creates an electric tile. It's not that good. Here is, let's go for, let's see if I, oh, never mind. We'll get into the next fight to show off the next move in the list. Next stage, Venus. As you can see, going through the planets in order from distance to the sun, so we started at Mercury, next up is Venus, and we can probably presume that the next stage will be Earth, third rock from the sun and all. Here's Space Phage, and this is the strongest move that you have access to that does not have a charge time. Pretty good and very, very important for the last couple of missions. Next up we have the Quark Sword. This is the strongest move in Captain Square's arsenal, but it has a miserable charge time. It is very hard to get this move off and not have it interrupted, and even if you manage to avoid having it interrupted, it's sometimes the enemies will just move out of the way. Oh, yep, or there's interrupting. So we will see Quark Sword before this fight is over, but the next move that I want to show off is the Peon Bomb. This attack is very good, very important for a lot of fights. It has a huge AoE, and it doesn't create fire tiles like Supernova does, but the damage is more than worth it, and great vertical AoE, and, God, I keep getting hit by the Cosmic Suicide Headbutts. Pretty awesome name. Well, here's a chance to show off Plasma Charge. And honestly, I'm struggling to get the Pion Bomb off. We're gonna see it soon enough. Let's just go through, use some space phages to take out some of these guys. I'm not overly concerned about this one standing in my face. Use another space phage. And let me see, can these guys do the move that I'm thinking of? No. There is a variant of these guys later in the game that will explode on you when at point-blank range. That'll kill them, but if you're under about 150 HP, there's a real risk that you'll die from it. As you can see, because it's a multi... Oh, there he goes. Yep, he can explode. And he just takes himself out there. Thank you, buddy. Let's see if I can't actually... No, I was thinking, let's see if I can't get the Pion Bomb off, or the Pion Bomb. But, let's just go for a quick Tachyon sword hit and take that guy out.
Victory!
Now, next up, at Earth. Okay, what do we got here? We got fire whirls and water spouts. Well, I think these water spouts probably reasonably vulnerable to fire-based attacks, so let's go for a supernova here.
Supernova!
There we go. And you wanna know something? I just made this fight unwinnable. Don't worry, that was by design. Let's show off Pion Bomb, so I at least have it in this video. This is a very good move, and a couple fights really depend on smart usage of this move. Unfortunately, a Fire Whirl, not exactly that vulnerable to a fire attack. What we want to do here now is we actually want to use the Quark Sword on an empty spot, and, okay. We want this thing to move into it. Now, like I said, we made the fight unwinnable here. This is not technically true. You can kinda, sorta still win this fight. Let me see, I want to move over to here. By hitting it repeatedly with Quark Swords. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to let the water spouts use their water flare attack, which creates water tiles that this thing is vulnerable to. If you kill them all, you have to hit it with about 8 Quark Swords, because otherwise, none of the attacks you have really deal any damage to this thing. So this is our only real option. Like, say I use Space Phage on it, so let's move up here. Yeah, it is just a string of misses, 0 damage. And so yeah, you just have to wait for it to walk into 8 Quark Swords if you kill the water spouts. Or we can just end this fight here by letting it Petriflare us. Oh, it actually did not petrify me. Well, let's go for another one, because I've already recorded a completed run of Captain Square, and I'm just going to upload that as its own video.
No!
But Petriflare, more often than not, will just cause you to become petrified, and that also counts as a game over.
Not cut out for it after all, huh? Let me give you some advice. You can't always be aggressive. Pay attention to your enemies and how their attacks work.
Now, you might think Kirk has a variety of things to say based on how far you get, but that's not actually the case. That is his one catch-all piece of advice, no matter what stage you lose on. You know, thanks for that, Kirk. That's advice on par with telling me, well, just don't get hit and you'll win. Now, you may be wondering, what does he say if you beat the game here?
Whoa, it actually cleared it. Well, okay then. Looks like I've got some competition.
Fun fact, the raw video file for my Captain Square playthrough is over 50 minutes, and all of that for just, what, like 8 seconds of dialogue? Don't worry, it's not, the winning playthrough was not just 50 minutes. I just hit record and kept going until I actually beat it. I think like the winning playthrough is around 20 minutes or so. Some of the fights are rather slow. Anyways, let's talk to the rest of the crew here. Huey is the one that we need to talk to advance the plot, but let's see what Kato has to say. No sign of the captain. He's usually such a stickler for punctuality. What do we got over here? Climate control system is operational. Cool. Hey, Corporal Darth, how are you? We didn't really get to talk to you too much. Seems to be a little terse. Well, let's make a better impression on Huey. He seemed a little spooked by us before.
Oh, you must be interested in my book. Would you like to read it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cube really needs to take the opportunities to learn things, so I think this would be good for him. Just pick him up and plop him down. The Dawn of the Space Age.
It was written by humans long, long ago. I've always enjoyed these older stories. They have an earnestness, an adventurous spirit that speaks to me.
Says the guy who's practically terrified of his own shadow.
It must sound strange to you, seeing as how you were born on this ship, so to speak. I think you should learn as much as you can. Expand your horizons. Take a look around the ship and see if anything interests you. Don't just rely on humans to teach you, either. Experiment. Try to do things on your own. Kato, does this bot of yours have any unique abilities or talents?
Well, no, not as such. But they do have the capacity to process data and develop skills. Such as... why don't I teach you how to prepare coffee? Come with me, little one. I'll show you how to use the machine.
Alright, we're gonna learn to be a little robot barista. Just push the button. It's simple enough. Alright, easy peasy. The coffee machine sits atop the counter, expectant. Alright, let's use it. Corporal Darth seems, I don't know, he just seems a little unfriendly to me. Well, would you look at that? Mind if I have a taste? A bit bitter for me. Sorry, it's the first cup. Not exactly like we put a lot of work into brewing that specifically, but whatever. Well, come on, let's be nice to everyone. Let's get a little bit of coffee for everybody. There we go. Just plop that on your head cube, and let's hand it over to Kato over here. Present your crewmate with a coffee? Why, absolutely. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work, little one. Alright. And, come on, let's get one for everyone, so we'll just keep using it. And, let me see. Yeah, you can just skip the coffee-making animation, so let's speed this up a little bit. Present your crewmate with a coffee? Of course. Yeah, it's so nice. Though, to be honest, I prefer apple tea. But since no one else would drink it, we don't keep any around. Say, why don't you come visit me in my quarters later? I'll teach you all about the ship. Thank you, Rachel. That sounds nice. You know, I feel like Kirk. He seems like a man who enjoys his coffee. Let's go. Come on, Kirk. Take a cup of coffee from me. Cheers. Strong and bitter, just the way I like it. Kind of the opposite of Huey there. And I noticed that the relationship between him and Huey seems a little frigid on Huey's side and perhaps a little barbed on Kirk's side. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Alright, Corporal Darth, come on, I got some coffee for you.
Don't touch me!
Please, there's no need to get so upset.
You people have no idea what these things are capable of. But I do. I've seen it.
I don't know about any of that, but I'm sure it's got nothing to do with this one.
Hey, it's the captain.
I apologize for keeping you all waiting. Matters with our contacts on Earth demanded my full attention. So, what is the status of our crew?
Everyone is present and accounted for, sir.
Good. Wait. What is that thing over there?
Ah, that would be the robot I've been working on, sir.
Fully operational, I see. You'll have to permit me a closer look later. Right then. Everything appears to be in order, so that will be all.
Hell of a briefing, huh? Spent most of the time gaming and waiting for it to begin and end just like that.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Well, it is what it is.
Oh, Kato, if you want to get a look, come down to the cargo hold.
At the Behemoth? Of course! That'd be wonderful! Ah, but first I need to perform a brief inspection of the main computer. I'll head downstairs afterwards. Ah, you must be wondering. This is a transport freighter, and as usual, we've been tasked with making a delivery. Anyway, if you like, you can use the elevator to come and join me. The main computer is on level 3, and the cargo hold is on level 1.
I feel bad for Cube. He seems so dejected. He just wants to be your friend, Corporal Darth. But I think that's where we're going to end this video. As you can see, everybody in the crew has dispersed to different sections of the ships, and Kato and Huey mentioned a behemoth. We'll have to take a look into that. I think that will be pretty interesting to see, don't you? I wonder what exactly this chapter holds for us. Can't imagine we get into too many random encounters out in the depths of space. At least I would hope not. Well, like I said, that's where we're going to end this video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, though, goodbye.